Are you ready to listen to my dad Joe and Uncle Justin talk about sports? Now on with the show.
The Joe Mays and J-Raff Show is brought to you by Mays Sandwich Shop, which have been serving the greater West Lawn area delicious food for over 70 years.
So get ready! I mean, get ready! Are you ready for some football?
You are listening to the Joe Mays and J-Raff Show. A weekly podcast about sports since 2011. With a focus on football. Now, here are your hosts, Joe Mays and Justin Raffoff.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Joe Mays and J-Raff Show. I am one of your hosts, Joe Mays, here with episode number 400 of the show. 13 years, Justin, 400 episodes. Let's bring in my guests here, and
that's more than our guests.
Yes,
like
we've been doing this longer than our guests this evening. Joining Justin and me here for episode 400 is our 2024 March Madness Bracket Challenge winner, my cousin's son, Jameson. Jameson, lean in and say hello to the watchers.
Hello, everybody.
Well, congratulations, bud. How cool is that to win the March Madness, your first bracket championship? I'm sure many to come. You probably already matched the number of your dad has won in his 40 years on this earth. What do you think? How did it feel?
It felt pretty good, kicking his butt.
Kicking his butt, that's right. It's always fun to
Always.
beat your dad, right? That's the
Yeah.
highlight. Absolutely. So, actually, we have a few things here for you before we get started. Start out here a little. I got a couple this one, I know you're not a Chargers fan, but I thought this one was pretty cool. Sticker for you, but then I have these two old school Lions. Because you're a Lions fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Detroit Lions. So, Jameson, before we talk about the bracket, I do want to know, because I know you're a big football fan.
Uh-huh.
How did you become a Detroit Lions fan?
So, I think the 2021 draft, there was somebody named Jameson.
Oh, yes.
And then that's basically...
That's what got you.
He wanted him to go on the Eagles. But instead, he went on
The Lions, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was Jameson Williams from Alabama, I believe, right?
I think so.
But he was injured, I think, that first year. So the other thing we have, Bud, now, I don't have kid sizes, but this is the smallest one we have. But this is only given out, besides the host, to our bracket winner. So that you get this shirt, you get to take this home. You might need to grow into it a little. It's an adult medium. But that is for you for winning the bracket challenge. So... You got your own show T-shirt. Not too many of those given out. So congratulations on the victory. Well, take us through your bracket. What was it that led you to these picks? Were you doing it based on your inherent knowledge of college basketball, or do you pick by logo, by color? Do you take your dad's advice? You know, how'd you do it?
So, the numbers, how they were ranked?
Yes.
That's how basically I did it.
Okay.
But I also went for some upsets.
Right, and I think that's what really spurred you to victory. I mean, you got to pick the champion, right?
Yeah.
Justin and I picked UConn as well.
Yeah.
But we were way down.
But you
because
kicked my butt.
We didn't get
right. I didn't get the upsets.
We didn't get the right upset. So, do you remember what was one that you were like, no, they're definitely going to pull the upset? Do you remember having one in your head? You're like, definitely, that's what's going to happen. No, they just came to you, huh?
Alabama. You knew you were going with Alabama.
Oh, you were big on Alabama. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good one.
That was a good one to pick. Yeah, that worked out well in your favor. It was interesting to watch the bracket unfold. I think you were pretty much the favorite for the last 2 weekends.
Yeah, he was sitting pretty after the first weekend, and it was pretty much if UConn wins, he's gonna win.
It was funny when he was making his picks. It was the morning. I think it was Thursday morning.
Yeah.
I gave him my phone. He's sitting on the couch before school. I said, "You want to do a bracket?" Gave him my phone. He did one bracket before, so he knows you just push.
Right. Right.
Did his bracket in 10, 15 minutes. Gives it back to me, and then I pulled it up. I think it was a Sweet 16. And I was like, Jay, you're doing really good here.
He had 13 or 14 of them, I think.
Yep.
He was on fire, and then ended up with, was it 3 out of the 4 Final Four teams?
3 out of the 4.
3 out of
Yep.
the
The
4.
only one he didn't have was NC State.
Yeah.
Which not a
Which
lot of people
I
were.
can't
gonna
imagine
do.
many
right.
people
Right.
had. Yeah, for sure. So, well, thanks so much for coming on the show, Jameson. But I mean, this is your show for the evening. So, for however you want to talk, or however long you want to talk, we're here for it, and we are open to discussing whatever you want. So, you want to talk a little bit college basketball, or you want to talk NFL, college football? Justin, me, and your dad, we're open for whatever. So, if you got something you want to talk about, hit us up. Let us know.
So maybe I was thinking maybe we could talk about a little bit of college and then go to NFL.
Okay, you want to do college football? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about college football wise? Did you watch the blue-white game at all yesterday? No, you didn't get to see it?
I was at a lacrosse game.
That's you got lacrosse. You're a busy kid.
Yeah.
So, but are you a Penn State football fan?
Yeah.
Is that they're your go-to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think about this upcoming season? Do you have high hopes for the Nittany Lions?
I'm pretty sure at least they'll get besides the Peach Bowl.
The Peach Bowl this year, yep.
I'm pretty sure they would probably get higher than
Okay, so you think you're going to do
last
better?
year?
You think you're going
Yeah.
to do better? Okay.
That would be awesome.
Will they
Probably-
beat Michigan and or Ohio State?
Well, we don't have to worry about.
Yeah, we don't
Michigan
have to
this
worry about
year.
Michigan.
Oh, no,
this
Michigan
year.
this year.
Right.
Oh.
what?
No
Right.
Penn State, Michigan this year because
Right.
the realignment or the
Because
expansion.
they have Washington, UCLA,
And
USC.
That's right.
But Washington lost a lot. from
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
year. Like 40-some players.
Whew.
Yeah.
And the coach.
Oh, and the coach.
And the
Right.
coach.
Right, yeah, kind of a big deal. So Jay, who's your favorite Nittany Lion right now? Do you have one? There's lots of Berks County guys on the roster, including from Why Missing.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
get some Y Missing guys on there.
I would probably so this morning my mom showed me some of the kids from my school. I think it was
Javon Williams.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the left tackle. He played the entire game yesterday in the blue-white game.
So a bunch of his buddies went up to the blue-white game
Yeah.
and got together with
And supported him.
supported him and got to get some pictures taken with him.
Yep, I saw Coach Steve
Coach
O'Neill.
Steve
in the
O'Neill
video.
had
posted that,
Absolutely,
yep.
He was a guest on this show before, Coach Steve O'Neill. He's been here in the studio to talk to us about Berks County football and Penn State football when Javon Williams was being recruited. So we got Caleb Brewer going up this coming season, I guess.
Yeah.
So good. Obviously, Nick Singleton's there as well. So Joey Schlaffer was playing. Nick didn't play, but Joey was out there. So yeah, it's cool to have the Berks County kids on the Penn State football team. What do you think about a quarterback, Drew Aller? Are you a big fan of Drew Aller?
Is he on Penn State?
Yeah, he's a quarterback. You think you'll have a good year?
Mhm.
Okay. So when you play Little League football, what position are you?
So last year I was running back.
Okay.
And then this year, so I'm doing a body zone flag football. So, and then I'm quarterback for that team.
You're the
and
quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh. Uh-oh. Taking after your dad. A little youth league quarterback action.
And
Do you like quarterback?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you get to show off your arm? You have a cannon?
Yeah.
Yeah? Heck yeah, that's right. Did you have a good season this past fall, your Y Missing Little League team? You guys good?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Mhm.
Nice. Is football your number one sport? Is it your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I basically have two.
Okay.
I also like basketball.
You like basketball, and
Yeah.
and we heard you're playing lacrosse right now,
Mhm.
so that's cool. Hey, gotta stay active, right? Keep your parents busy. That's right. Take you everywhere.
No rest.
So you're a Lions fan. I'm sorry the NFC Championship game didn't go the way. I think most people wanted it to happen. I think we were all cheering for the Lions. I think 99% of the country was cheering for the Lions. So we're pretty bummed that they couldn't hold on. But they're set up pretty good for this season. I think they're going to have a good year this year as well. But this past year, you actually got to go see the Lions play in person. So where did your dad take you?
So we went to the Baltimore game.
Okay.
So
So I know the Lions didn't play well that day, but how cool was it to be there to see them play in person?
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Jameson Williams your favorite Lion, or you have the Jamar Gibbs jersey on? Is he your guy, or what do you think about the players on the Detroit Lions?
So Jameson Williams is my favorite.
Got
but,
that name bond, huh?
Yeah, and 1% behind is
As the running back, Jameer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big Jameer Gibbs fan, huh?
yeah,
What do you think about Amon-Ra St. Brown?
pretty good.
It's fantasy MVP for me. That's what these are here for. I've got to show him off. Finally got off my schneid and won this past year, and Amon-Ra's my guy. So I'm a big St. Brown fan. What do you think of Dan Campbell, the coach? He's a fiery guy, huh?
I know. He said he's like a really good coach.
Yeah,
He's a good motivator.
he is.
He is.
You
He
need
put
that.
he put that team together.
Heck yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He's
they
doing
were.
an awesome job.
He built that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In his likeness. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So, you think they'll win the division this year?
Yeah.
You think they're gonna get it done again?
Yeah.
There's a Y missing kid on that team too.
That's right.
Who's the Y missing kid on Detroit?
Alex Anzalone.
Alex
Yeah.
Anzalone,
Yeah.
absolutely awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. That's a great connection to have as well. So you got your share a name, you got an awesome mascot and a lion, and then you got a Y missing grad on the team. You can't ask for much more.
Yeah, I can see how it would come together here. You know, like.
Are you still okay with your dad and the Eagles? You don't have any hatred towards the Eagles, do you? No, you're still cool,
Yeah.
except when the Lions play them, right?
Yeah.
Then it's cutthroat. Then it's
I know. Then I'm not cool.
then you're not.
yeah.
You're
Then
like,
I'm
Dad.
not cool. Then I'm not cool about the Eagles.
That's right. No, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
So,
That's my fear. My son likes the Bengals, and the Eagles play the Bengals this
Oh,
year.
do they? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not gonna go. It's not gonna go well.
things have worked in my. I didn't give the football fandom to my dad. I didn't reciprocate with his Cowboys fandom.
We're all thankful for that.
But my daughters are all on board. They are full on Phillies fans. Natalie for sure. Natalie hedges a little bit with football because she knows there's a lot of people to keep happy. She does lean towards my Dolphins, but like when the in-laws are visiting, it's got to be a Steelers fandom in there. And she does still cheer for my dad with the Cowboys, but she gives love to the Eagles too because her best friend is a huge Eagles fan, huge Philly sports fan. But in terms of baseball, she is full in on the Phillies, so thankfully I don't have to fight with her on that. Jay, you have any questions? Anything you wanted to ask us, or anything you wanted to talk about with more college football, the Nittany Lions, or anything else in the NFL? Have you done any kind of fantasy stuff with your dad in terms of fantasy football? Has he taught you anything about that?
We don't do fantasy, but we
Okay.
do the picks. We do
the picks, that's right.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And it was your dad who got us into it 2 years ago. And he said it'd be a good thing to get Jay to make the picks with you. So we did one team last year.
You
And
guys had a pretty good year. You won a couple weeks.
we did.
I can hear Bill saying, "Hey, you do so bad. You should have your son help you."
yeah, he
like
wasn't wrong.
That's like what he would say to me.
Because every time I let him do a lot of the picks, whenever there was one that he was just overshooting, it was an upset that was not going to happen, I would secretly change it, and guess what would happen?
The upset
I was
was
wrong.
happening, yeah, right.
So about halfway through the season last year, I just gave it all to him and let him run it. And this year he had his own team. I think you had your own team, right?
He did. Yeah.
He did, yeah, yep. And every week he'd make picks.
How How much easier was that for you this year, Joey, having it just run through?
Oh my God, it was a million times easier. It was so much easier doing it the way I did it this past year. I hated losing some people who just aren't, super into the technology. But when I had to enter all that stuff by hand,
See,
my
I get
gosh.
that, but at the same time, I'm like, it's so much easier
Yeah.
to just go on there and enter all my picks as opposed to trying to
you
like
guys
have
can
the
keep
schedule
track
on
of
one
it.
and then like
it's in your phone, it's in your
Text
hands.
it,
You
yep.
always
right,
know.
right.
Yep.
It
You'd
was
always forget
so
the text.
Much easier,
Right.
so much easier. So yeah, I appreciate everyone playing along because it made it a lot easier on me. So Jay, you got the black Lions jersey on. Do you like when they do like these fashion the black and you not wear your gray and silver? Is that always the one where you're like, Mom, Dad, I want a black Lions jersey?
Yeah, he got it on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Thanksgiving Day game. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. The hope is, so my goal is take him to one Lions game per year. And I was going to base that upon the
This is a surprise to me.
the away schedule because they played in Baltimore, which was
Right.
easy
Right.
drive,
Not
super
too
easy
bad.
to,
yeah, that's
to
a
get
good
to.
one. Yep.
The closest game next year, Indianapolis.
You know, it's not too
Okay.
far from Indianapolis.
So we might as well do the Thanksgiving Day game next year if it works out.
That would be cool.
So, Jay, who would you want to see them play on Thanksgiving in Detroit? They tend to do Bears, Vikings, Packers, usually, not always. Is there one of those NFC North rivals you would like to see them play more than the other?
I would probably like to see face the Bears.
You know, they probably will have the number 1 overall pick starting for them, Caleb Williams, out of the quarterback from USC. So that would be a pretty cool one to have on Thanksgiving to go and see them play
would be cool.
Bears at Ford Field.
I could see
number
them doing
one
that
pick.
TV wise too, wanting Caleb Williams.
Well, with
in
how
that
good
spot.
everyone thinks the Lions will be, and with Caleb Williams there,
Yeah.
that would be a good choice. That'll be announced probably in about 3 weeks or so. It's
Yeah, usually
a
a couple weeks after
week
the
or two
draft.
after the draft that'll come out. So we should by like middle of May we should know. And sometimes those holiday games will come out even a day or two before. They'll kind of like, they'll start to throw the
right.
the
They
butter
start-
on the grill,
yep.
get butter on the skillet, get things prepped for the meat when they
Like-
release all the schedule.
Like the Eagles Brazil game.
Right,
Yes,
they
yes.
just announced Eagles Packers for Friday before Labor or Friday after Labor Day, which is I don't like. More football to me is always good, but I don't like that it's falling on Football Friday, high school football
Yeah.
Friday. That's a big bummer. I'm not an Eagles fan, so it's not a lot for me. But I'd watch an NFL game if I was home. We're gonna be a little bit busy. Actually, are we in Nazareth that night?
Yeah, so I won't see any of that game.
Wilson at Nazareth that night. So it's going to be a trek for the Bulldogs fans. Jay, do you like the why missing playing on Saturdays? You like playing those day games? You like going to watch those
Yeah.
day games? It's a pretty cool stadium. Just renamed this past year for legendary Coach Bob. You think you're going to get to play for Coach Wolfram? Yeah? You're going to get to play for him? That'd be pretty cool. He's been around a long time. He's a legend in Berks County. So now, when you play football this fall, what level will you be in? What's he moving up to, Todd?
He'll still be the Mighty Mites.
You still Mighty
So
Mites,
Mighty Mites
okay.
is second and third grade.
Okay.
So he'll be third grade doing
But
the
the
Mighty
older
Mites
gang.
next year. Yep,
The
he'll be the older
older
gang. Yep. He'll be playing on Sundays.
All right. Football day.
Football day, yep.
Excellent. Awesome. That's really cool. So,
And it's a good group of guys.
Yeah.
nice.
All right, he has a
A
blast.
lot of fun in the neighborhood. It doesn't get better than that playing with those with your schoolmates, going all the way up through high school. And when you keep that group together, that's a lot of fun. And it's great that you got into that this past year. That's awesome.
So tell me what you're doing right now, football wise. Where'd we come from? We just came from there.
We came from flag football practice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Little spring football action, getting some
Yeah.
skills in. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. I'm glad they can do that. They offer so many things every season, pretty much every sport all year round anymore. It's good to see football skills taking precedent and getting some action. So that's a lot of fun. We gotta get some. I know it's really busy right now, but we gotta get some family and friends football together again. We tried to play a little, and then the weather got bad, and we had to cut that out. But that's been a lot of fun to throw the football around with the family and and sometime this guy over here. So, what else? What else, Jay? You want to talk about anything else? Anything pop up? Doesn't have to be Lions related. If there's anything else you wanted to talk about, I'm sure Justin and I can come up with something too. Well, you know what?
So,
I can't come up with anything.
All right. Well, let's see what your dad's got.
Okay.
the alumni football
Oh,
game
we're talking alumni.
that's
All right.
coming up.
Yeah, so I said, and yeah, Jay, you pointed out you weren't too old last time your dad was running around out there. Now we didn't have, and this is my fault, a little oversight. I didn't think about it. We didn't have an MVP trophy last time. Your dad would have been in the running, I think, for game MVP in 2019, if you can believe it. I know he's old. I know it's tough to believe.
I was out there on my wheelchair.
He was, yeah. We got him crutches. He was good to go. No, he played really well in that game 5 years ago, and he's coming back to play again. I've actually I got to double check where my numbers are at, but I was closing in on I think 2/3 of the way full for the 80th season of Wilson football. Alumni flag football game is happening this fall, September 14th. At Insta-Shine Car Wash Field at John Gursky Stadium. Kickoff, in quotes, because we don't actually do kickoffs, will be at 6 p.m., just like the NFL.
Like the NFL.
We don't do kickoffs. 6 p.m. at Gursky. I think I'm up about 40 guys. We're going to take up to 64. So if you're a Wilson alumni football player that is interested in playing in that game, get your registration form in. You can see Jameson's dad, Todd. He was a senior on the fall 2000 team. He was a member of that incredible 1999 team featuring the likes of Pete Gilmore and Tony Cipolla, who will be joining us. Tony will be back to play some quarterback. Your dad played quarterback in the game. It helped the team to a win, right? You were on Coach Schlemmer's. You were Schlemmer squad, right?
I was Slemmer squad.
That's
Yep,
right.
I was the white.
Came
Yep.
out on top wearing the white. Haven't decided how I'm going to handle some jersey colors this year and team setups. Really depends on who I get registered, but it should be a lot of fun. So hopefully, Jay, you can join us. I'm trying to remember. I tried to avoid as many conflicts as possible to get a big turnout. There is no Penn State game that day at all. Not home away. They're on a bye. Unfortunately, there is I believe, an afternoon Wyomissing game, but that game should be over in plenty of time to head on over to Gursky then.
Well, the
to
Wilson
check it
alumni
out.
game takes precedence over
Well, the
one
nice-
day a year.
The nice thing is you get 1:30 kickoff at Wyomissing. You're done by about 4:30. You know, that's about the time that I'm going to have your dad come over to get ready, because we'll need Wilson Sports Medicine to get him all stretched out and ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So Doc is coming
Takes a
back.
long time.
Kieran will be there. It's going to be a great time. Cheerleaders are going to be there. We've got. I'm working on the marching band. Hopefully they can come out. The Wilson Media is coming and will broadcast the game live for us this time and have a recording of it. I've also got a contract with another content creator that's going to come and do sideline stuff. We're going to have an MVP trophy, so it's going to be. I said I'm going to make it bigger and better than 5 years ago. So you can come out and watch your dad, see if he can grab that MVP trophy, take home some hardware, you know, almost 25 years after he graduated.
Jameson, do you remember going to the game 5 years ago?
Man, you would have.
Do you remember watching it?
Young.
You were 3, but he talks about it sometimes.
Yeah, had a good time. It was a good turnout. You know, and we're not. Admission is free, so come out and watch. You know, it'll be a good time. We're gonna have a great night. It's earlier in the year, so the lighting will be even a little bit better. We don't have to worry as much about the stadium lights. So yeah, Wilson football 80th season on the gridiron this year, and we'll celebrate with the Wilson Football Tradition Club having our second ever alumni flag football game. Actually came from the mind of David Diaz. That's who proposed it to me about 6 years ago. But what he wanted to do was full pad tackle against the Mifflin alumni. I said, I don't think we can get the liability covered for something like that. But we could probably do intra-squad flag football. Let's little step.
Tone it down a little bit.
But Diaz had a great
But sounds
game.
like a great idea.
I mean, it sounds amazing on paper, but then when you think about the amount, I mean, we already had a torn ACL in the flag football game. Imagine if we're lacing them up with full pads against an arch rival. Like, I was like, that's going to go off the rails fast. But I think everyone loved. And the best thing was that when the game was over, other than probably Mark and his bum knee, which I still feel bad about, I think everyone was like, that was one of the best things that we've ever done. I'm glad I played, and there's so many that are like, I'm disappointed I didn't play. I think too many were selling themselves short. You know, I still get people that I'm signing up, but man, I'm out of shape. I don't know if I can do this. Hey, you did it 5 years ago. You can do it this year. I'm already telling people, come out and have a good time. If you didn't play last year and you missed out, come out and play. We still have some spots left, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Really cool memory. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was a
and
lot
I
of fun
can't
that
wait
night.
I can't wait to
That night was fun.
to see you guys all out there again. It'll be a lot of fun, and like I said, it'll make it bigger and better. And Coach Downs, he asked me 5 years ago. He's like, "You gonna do this again?" I was like, "Not every year," but I was like, "Oh, I promise you, 5 years from now, if you're still coaching, I will do it." And here we are. So. Yeah, so you'll have to come out after you see Why Missing win that afternoon. Come out and watch your dad cheer him on to another victory. See if he can move to 2-0 in his alumni game days. So I don't know if he'll be on Slimmer Squad or if he'll be over to Team Dons. I might try to mix him up, try to get a few different teammates, but it really depends. I gotta make it even. That was the one thing. I got some heat from both coaches somehow telling me I didn't do the teams right. I think it was Slemmer telling me he's got all these linemen. I'm like, you're winning. Like, the linemen are the good football players. You throw in a couple athletes, you'll be good. But I mean, we had guys graduating from the late '60s playing in that game.
Oh yeah.
All the way up to I think I cut it off at, I want to say 2014. Graduating class of 15, I think, is where we cut it off last time. So we're up to graduating class of 2020. And there have been, and Justin knows this team pretty well, and there's some good guys coming out from the class of the football fall of 08, the class of 09.
Oh, jeez.
Got to Jordan Holberg's playing.
Is Zerby going to play?
Pat Zerby is playing.
Oh, yeah. Is Chris, too?
Well, Chris is, his younger brother. He'll be back. But actually, right around when you and I played, we got a good amount coming back from like 98 to 03.
Well,
is we had a good turnout.
Is Diaz signed up?
Diaz is playing.
Okay,
Todd's
okay.
playing. Mosser's playing. Sand's playing.
Every now and then,
Goldberg's
at my
playing.
parents, every now and then, Austin will hit baseball or something into Dave's backyard, and I make Austin go around and get it, and I make him go and ask every time. Dave's like, "You don't have to ask, man. He can just like go because it's fenced in though. Like I don't want to but yeah."
You don't want a Sandlot moment.
He's always gracious about it. Yeah. Exactly.
So Jameson, bringing this back to you now. I got a couple questions here from people watching. So you ready to answer a couple questions?
Yeah.
All right, this is a big one. All right, now this is from Uncle Rich. Remember Uncle Rich?
Yeah.
You know Uncle Rich. Here we go.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to ask you?
I'm not that sure.
All right, here, I'll hit you with
Do you
it.
remember what his favorite football team is?
College?
Nope, pro.
Okay. It's not the Eagles.
No, it's,
No.
It's
honestly,
not the Eagles.
Eagles are probably his second, though, so that's not a bad guess.
Hmm.
No one likes this team. Not the Cowboys, though.
Oh.
It's a team like the Cowboys for everyone else.
I want to say the Chiefs.
No, not
No.
the Chiefs. You're
The
in the
Patriots.
right conference. It's the Patriots. He's a big Patriots fan.
Oh.
And he wants to know, do you like the Patriots? No, you
No.
don't like the Patriots. All right, so that's one. But he followed it up. I should have hit you with both because maybe this changes your answer. Okay. He then says, if he does, maybe he can get to New England for a game.
Ooh.
Oh, does that change? That changes things, right? That changes a lot. Yeah, I got it. So you got.
Oh, thanks, Rich. Now I'll be hearing all about going to New England for a Patriots
I
game.
take it back. I don't hate the Patriots. I want to go to New England for a game, right? I was at New England for a game, actually for my 30th birthday, which is now almost 10 years ago, unfortunately, for everyone in this room, except you. I got to go up and watch my Dolphins unfortunately lose to the Patriots. Did get to watch a guy win like $1 million, though, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
It's a great stadium, great atmosphere. Uncle Rich and Christine took us around to cool tailgates. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate them doing that. So maybe if the Lions are in New England, didn't that just happen in the last couple of years? So it's probably a few years away from happening.
They weren't on this year's schedule.
Yeah, I want to say it was 2 years ago, which means they have
Yeah,
6 more
it's probably
years
a while.
to go. 6 years to go.
What is their schedule?
Not out yet.
Well, we don't know who they're scheduled, but they released the
teams,
teams that they
yeah.
are playing.
Yep.
I know. That's what I meant. Like the
You want to
teams
know?
that
You want to
they
know
play.
who the
Here we go.
Lions are playing?
We'll look it up.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
put it up. We'll put it up. Let's see if we can get that. So, Lions 2024 opponents. So here we go. Let's check it out. See what Detroit Lions got going on this year. All right. So, Detroit is hosting Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota, which we already talked about, possible Thanksgiving Day
Yeah.
teams. They're also going to host the Rams, Seattle, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Tampa Bay, and Buffalo. So those are your home games in 2024. So Detroit will be traveling to Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota, out to Arizona, Houston, Indianapolis, San Francisco, and Dallas. There you go. There you go, Todd. Go down to Dallas. Dallas, Detroit. No, I agree.
That would be fun. But I was looking
Thanksgiving,
geographically. I'm like,
no.
they have to play one East Coast team.
Nope.
No, they
No,
do
no,
not.
they do
My
not.
logic
No,
was not
no.
there.
But I do agree with you. If you're gonna go to somewhere like Indianapolis, you might as well
Might
go
as well
to
do-
Detroit.
might as well do-
Get
Right.
the home game, and what better home game to go to than the Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Right,
Yep.
exactly.
I
Like
think,
if you're gonna do it, like all in on that.
Yep.
So I won't ask you to play football that day. Well, since I think that'd be a tough trek for you guys. But it would be that'll be awesome. I would love to see them play the Bears. That would be pretty cool.
That would be a cool game.
Any
Yep.
of those NFC North teams,
I
you
was
get to
gonna
see
say,
a rival,
right,
but like
right. Any of those
that
would be
number one
cool.
pick, that would be pretty sweet. So you got to see him in Baltimore. You're gonna hopefully go out to see him this year in Detroit. Let's see. Yeah. So actually, do you like baseball, Jay? You a baseball guy? You like the Phillies? You go to our Phillies games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like watching the prospects?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the game yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Did they win?
Well.
That doesn't sound good.
I don't know. I wasn't there, but
Oh, you weren't
we
there?
went to
No, didn't
well.
They were basically getting crushed.
Yeah, like the Phillies today. Good.
Somehow, they came back and only lost by 1.
Oh, okay. A little moral victory.
Now we went to the opening night on Tuesday night
How was
at the
that?
Reading Phillies, and it was packed.
Packed.
Great turnout.
Great, yeah.
8,500 people. I think they end up. No, I think they won.
Wait, no.
I think they won. But it was a great night.
Google.
I think it was. I think it was a good night. Good turnout. It's always fun going out to the Reading Phillies.
We're always talking. We try to get out 2 or 3 times a year. It's a great experience. They do a great job out there. The stuff that they've done, I think probably 10 plus years ago, 12 years ago when they did the makeover, and now they got that huge
they got the new
Redner's
one,
Event Center out there. Yeah, it's a great time. They do a great work out there. Reading Phillies is always one of the best attractions in Berks County. I'm glad they're back. Can't wait to take Natalie and Haley to a game. It's fun that you guys got out there already. But I brought it up because I wasn't sure how much of a baseball fan you were. If you were into, we talked about your Black Lions jersey. I didn't know if you saw the new Phillies jersey that just debuted the other day. If you had any opinions on that. If you saw the navy blue, it's navy blue actually, a really dark. So this is the hat right here, a really dark navy blue. They went with the colors of the Philadelphia City flag, which is a lighter blue and yellow. We've seen it. The Eagles have worn a uniform similar to that from past iterations of the club. So I didn't know if you had seen those jerseys. They're called the City Connect jerseys. They're a special program through Nike to do something a little bit different than what the other uniform options are. People that have been trashing are saying it's not red. I'm like, that's the point. It's not supposed to be red. Their other 4 jerseys are red, white, and blue. They're supposed to do something different. So I didn't know if you had gotten to see them at all. If you had an opinion on them. What about the hat? You like the hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Justin and I have been talking about them since January because one got leaked online way back in January, and Justin and I were like, that doesn't look great.
It didn't get good feedback.
But it didn't look great at the time. But once they debuted it with the full ensemble, it grew on me. I definitely liked it. And they didn't get to see the hat. And I really like the hat. So I'm going to jump on that.
And from the stuff I've heard, the reception is still kind of like split a little bit, but it's selling like crazy.
Is it?
It is
Yeah.
selling like
Yeah.
crazy.
I think this is like many things, both sports and politics. I think the vocal minority is trying to make it seem like everyone hates it, and the sales would say otherwise.
Otherwise, yeah.
Right.
When do they debut the uniforms?
So they just
on
played
Friday.
On Friday,
Yeah,
okay.
first time.
So Friday home games are going to be when they wear those.
Right.
Oh, is that right?
So it's only like 10 or 12 games, I think,
Right.
all season long. It's not a lot. And they have they have 5 uniform options that they can wear. So, and I think you said they had worn 4 different in a row.
They wore, over the last 5 games, they wore 4 different uniforms.
Oh, wow.
Like,
So they went from road grays to home pinstripes, throwbacks to City
Throwbacks,
Connect to cream.
right.
The only thing they didn't wear was the pinstripes.
Right, and they said if I forget. One of the games could have been a night game, but it wasn't. It might have been yesterday's. But
Then you
because
would
of
have
that,
5 and
right,
5
they would have
days.
had 5 and 5
Yeah.
days.
So it grew on me. When they got the full ensemble out, you could see it kind of come together. I do like it better with the players who wear the high cuff pants with the socks.
Yeah.
I think it looks
Yeah.
better because the dark pants kind of look like pajama pants or
Yeah.
slacks.
I also-
like if you just wear navy, it looks like they're out there playing in like church clothes.
The more I've seen this stuff, I like the gear. I like the hats. I
love the hat.
I like
I'm a
the
big fan of
helmets. All that stuff I really like.
And you got to, well, I guess it's your parents. A little early. Was it an early birthday?
Yeah,
gift?
early birthday for Austin. So Austin's birthday is Friday, and we're going to the Phillies on Friday.
Oh, there you go.
And
And
wearing
they're
the
going to
new
be wearing
uniform.
it. So he got a New Jersey.
Oh,
from
he's
my-
probably stoked about
Yeah,
that.
he was
Bryce
really
Harper
pumped.
City Connect.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's cool. So
One thing we have not done is go to the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are trying to get the girls there in the worst way. I was hoping to get on the bus trip at the end of June. Wasn't able to secure a seat without getting on the wait list through the church. But we are actually going to see them play the Pirates at PNC.
That's
in
cool.
July.
That's a cool stadium.
That's
PNC
a great
Park is
stadium.
Really
beautiful.
cool stadium.
Haven't seen the Phillies play there. I went out years ago with Kelly's dad got us tickets through his work, and we had great seats. Pirates not great over the last 30-ish, 40 years. So, but we had a great time. Beautiful park.
it's an awesome
Great
stadium.
food. There's one. They had this one hot dog that's like smothered in like pierogies and stuff. I'm like, I'm getting that. It's like, hot dog with pierogies. That is calling my name.
That
So
is a match.
I'm looking forward to that. I was already in contact with my mother-in-law and say this is what we're doing. We already got our tickets. We got great tickets. Let's see. It's my four, my in-laws and Brian and Amy. We're gonna all hang
Nice.
out. Phillies Pirates. That'll be Natalie and Haley's first trip to a major league park if we don't get down to Citizens Bank at the end of June. So we'll see. That has been at the top of Natalie's wish list the last few years. So we're looking forward to that. Anything else you wanted to talk about, Jay? I'm sure the three of us can line up a few more, but if there was anything you wanted to talk about, we want to make sure you get your opportunity to ask us questions or bring up a discussion topic.
Who's your favorite player that's not on the Lions?
Okay, that's a good question.
Oh. Yeah, that is a good question. I would probably say. Yeah, probably. I don't really have any.
Okay.
Dedicated Lions fan.
Yeah.
Lions or nothing, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think about some of these other quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow? Do you like watching them play?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, not Patrick Mahomes.
No, not a Mahomes fan. No. Oh, you know on Mahomes.
Actually,
Okay.
not even a Chiefs fan.
Not a Chiefs fan. Uh-oh. Why don't you like the Chiefs?
Because they should have lost to Baltimore.
They should have lost to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wasn't Baltimore the number one?
Oh yeah.
The host.
Yeah, they
season
are.
that
Yeah,
year?
the Ravens finished really strong. They were number one seed. Chiefs actually had to win a few games on the road to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't work out. You pulled the right strings in the college basketball tournament to earn your way onto this show, but the number one seeds don't always win. And the Chiefs actually got I think a lot of people doubted the Chiefs could do what they did this past year, and I don't know. We kind of all are chumps if we don't want to believe Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes can get it done. We'll see what happens this year. Everyone's 0-0 right now. It's the best part of the NFL season before my team starts to lose a bunch. So, yeah.
All right. My mom just texted in.
Oh, we
She
got
said,
another-
"I love that. Go Ravens."
Yeah, well, I was sweating a little bit.
I was
Because-
probably rooting for the Ravens in that game.
I was pulling for the Ravens.
Yeah, I was
I'll
too.
tell you, when we went to the Ravens game in Baltimore, that was a cool experience.
Is that M&T
Cool.
Bank?
M&T Bank Stadium. It was a lot of fun to go to. The fans were great. It was a great day, other than the outcome, but
Yeah.
everything about the day was great. Couldn't say
So
anything
the fans
better.
were good.
Fans were great. Yeah,
Were you there full Lions gear? You were there cheering them on?
Yeah.
he was all decked out. He was all
And
decked
what
out.
was Dad wearing? Eagles stuff.
No.
probably.
Oh no.
Probably get it.
He
Probably get it
barely
worse than
has
he would.
Any Eagles stuff.
Yeah, you incognito, huh?
I had Detroit Lions colors on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you try any cool food at the stadium? Do they have anything fancy? You a crab guy?
I don't know. What did we have, Jay?
I think.
We definitely had crab fries because they're always
Yeah.
good. They're always solid.
I think I had a soft pretzel.
Yeah.
Stadium staple. Those are my go-to. You got fries. You give me fries and pretzels. I am set. I don't need a burger or a dog or chicken. I just want the side stuff. I want those. Give me smothered fries. Give me pretzel with cheese. Some nachos. And that's what I'm going for.
Nachos.
Yeah, nachos. That's right.
We had a big cheeseburger and a milkshake.
Oh, yeah, you
Ooh,
did
there
it
we
right.
go.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. Yeah.
That game?
That game, yep. Before pregame, we were watching Anzalone. You were drinking a vanilla milkshake.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, the going to the Ravens game was a lot of fun. It was a cool experience.
Well, that's the next. So you got your black Gibbs jersey. Now you got to get an Anzalone jersey, right? You got to represent.
Yeah,
You got to tell.
grow.
You grow into it. You got to grow into it.
He's right because all they had was an adult jersey.
I know.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, got to get on Fanatics, man. You got to be able to serve the crowd better. You got to know your clientele. We need a youth Anzalone jersey here for my
know.
man. That's right. Well, what other questions? We got a few minutes here. We don't want to cut you short. I want to give you your hour. So, what else? What else we're going to talk about? What is you know what? They're bringing your own football to holiday meals and when we're playing, and it has plays drawn on it. What is your favorite route? Since you're a quarterback, what is your favorite route to throw?
I would probably say just straight.
You like to go. Just
The go
Yeah.
route.
I will
Because-
throw it to you.
Because you have a better chance of scoring because you're going straight to the end zone.
Yeah, just get it to the fast guy and just let him
Yeah.
run. I like it. That's what we call the Tyreek play. That's what we used to just throw it up. He's down there somewhere. He'll catch it and we'll go. That's
It's
right.
your dad's favorite play on at the alumni game too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just go deep. Go.
Keep going.
We got it. All
Okay,
right.
come back.
Not that far.
Okay,
I'm winded.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't throw that to you.
So do you get so we know you play running back before, you're doing some quarterback stuff now. Did you get to play defense? A little bit here and there?
Yeah.
Where do they have you on defense?
They had me on linebacker.
Linebacker. That's the best spot on defense.
I
I'm
know.
not gonna lie. That's the best spot. That's it. Because you get the big boys in front of you, do the dirty work, and then you clean up the running backs. You get all the tackles, all the glory. It's right there for you. You take advantage of. What number do you wear in football?
So I wore 9 in tackle, but
Oh, you have a different number for flag?
We didn't get our
I
flag
don't-
football numbers
Oh, you
yet.
don't have your
I
flag
don't
number. Okay.
Yep.
Now, did you get to pick your number? Or
I don't know.
did Dad get to pick your number? Because that number 9 looks a little familiar.
Did you have a choice in what number you had? No.
No, no, just,
I think you did,
just
but
ended up with
It
9.
just ended up that way.
I was between 9 or 19.
9 or 19, okay.
Because 19 was my flag football.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think your dad wore number 9 when he played at
Yep.
Wilson alumni game. I believe he's got a red jersey hanging up with that number 9, or he did at one point. I don't know if he still has it.
still
or not.
have it. And one of the
Still
coolest moments we had at one of his practices, it was wear whatever jersey you wanted, NFL jersey,
Oh,
college
nice.
jersey, and of course going into Y Missy, and then I have this Eagle. I show up with an adult Wilson Bulldogs number 9 jersey. I'm like, who wants to wear it?
Just put it on. Here
And
we go.
Jameson didn't step up to the plate, but one of the kids,
Oh,
threw
someone
it
else,
on.
Someone else put it on.
yep,
All
somebody
right.
else put it on.
Nice. That's great. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of fun. That's cool. Keep the legacy going. Number 9, playing some youth quarterback.
Yeah.
A lot of different colors, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Wilson and Wyomissing, we get along. Oh God, this is and we're not talking about Mifflin
kind
here.
of different.
Or Berks Catholic.
Yeah.
Ooh, can't bring those two together. It's like oil and water when you're talking Wyomissing, Berks Catholic, or Wilson Mifflin. It's just like that's like a pejorative term. You know, you just we don't bring that up. It's a tough sell. So, yeah. Well, let's finish up with a couple. Anything else we want to? Are you into hockey at all? You watch any ice hockey,
No.
or do you do soccer? Trying to think.
Talk about
Watch-
boxing.
Oh, boxing,
you're a
yeah.
boxer. That's
Well,
right.
A few nights ago, I think that was like Friday or Saturday night. Who was playing? Like,
Are you watching the
You
boxing?
were watching. Oh, you're watching. You were talking about.
the MMA? Or?
Yes, so the UFC 300,
Okay.
yeah.
and we got to watch the prelims.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But tell me about what you do for boxing. Who's your trainer? He has a trainer.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Who's your trainer?
Shaquem,
Okay.
and he's an actual boxer, so
Do you take it easy on him?
no.
No. No, all out.
No. Yeah.
So you started it how long ago? About a year and a half, right? And I have a video of when he first started it
Versus now.
versus now, and he's coming along really
Crazy
well.
different, huh?
Yep, and he
Technique
enjoys
and
it.
form.
Yep.
Hey, that keep you in shape for sure.
Yeah, it does.
That's
Yeah.
quite the workout. I've never done it myself, but watching people do it, I'm like, man, I would sweat a lot if I tried that. Did you really like that, the form of
Yeah.
training? Do you have any other anything else you do to keep yourself in shape and ready to go for your 3 sports around the year? Do you have any other kind of training? We're getting into weightlifting soon, huh? Is that the next step in a few years?
What do you think?
Go pump some iron with Dad?
I would rather I think it's pull-ups, like when you hang on a bar.
Chin ups and pull
Yeah.
ups.
Yeah.
That's the increase. You know, we're not doing the.
That looks fun because you get to like hang on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like monkey bars, but there aren't any more bars to climb.
Yeah. What do they
on.
call that when you're using your own body? Is there's a term for that? I forget what it's called because it's not weight training. It's not resistance training. I forget what there's something
know?
when you're using your own. I
Like the
can't-
calisthenic?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
there's something else,
Yeah.
but. Yeah, well, that's one step. Well, that's always good. Staying in shape, working out. Boxing is great. That's cool that you've been doing that for so long, and that we can see. You can see how much better you've gotten already. And keep yourself in shape for flag football and lacrosse, and then got summer football workouts will be here before we know it, and then we'll be watching football. Oh man, best time of year. It's coming up.
I know.
It's coming up, Jay. It's coming. We're ready.
Joey's favorite month of year is July, right when a lot of that stuff
That's
kicks
the
off.
calm before
It's
the
it's when it
storm.
starts.
That's the
Yeah.
calm.
Well, you got the draft
Well, so
coming
yeah.
up.
So it's April 14th. So actually, less than two
Yeah, a
weeks.
week and a half till the
11
draft.
days away to the draft, Jay. 11 days. Hey, we do a full
I don't-
4-hour
I don't know.
live stream.
I don't know if you're going to be up to see the Lions this year.
right.
Like,
Yeah, I know. It might be a while.
Usually they're the first hour.
yeah, usually you could have stayed up for the Lions. I don't know about it anymore.
So Justin and I will do our live stream in 11 days on Thursday the 25th. We'll be up for 4 hours streaming the first round live.
Yeesh.
Yeah, man, it is the NFL draft's coming up.
The schedule will come.
The
not
schedule will
long
come
after
like
that.
2 weeks later, and then we're talking in Pennsylvania. There's all kinds of high school all-star games. Justin and I actually on the call for the Tri-County All-Star game, waiting for those rosters to come out. Those should be Wyomissing and the Wilson guys in that game. That'll be at Manheim Central the Friday of Labor Day weekend. And Justin and I are doing color commentary and play-by-play.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So yeah, we're looking forward to that. And then June gets here, and there's 7-on-7s in high school, and July NFL training camp eventually gets started. Then it's August, and things are really rocking and rolling. Youth will get started, college will be here, pros will get going. Last year I got to go to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony for my man Zach Thomas. Waiting for that for a long time. Justin and I are already making plans to go out when Jason
5
Kelsey
years.
gets inducted.
Yeah.
So we're ready to rock and roll for the Hall of Fame. But yeah, football season is the best time of the year. I honestly just like to get to May because that's when my throw around start with Wilson West Middle School. I'm just like ready to go. The season is here.
And the blood gets rolling.
January through April, that's a slog, man. This is the time of year. But like once the NFL draft comes, oh yeah,
Ready to
we're
go.
ready to go.
NFL does it right. The way they just kind of
the way they
put
just
things
keep it
together,
going.
and
Keep
yep.
it
Well, I mean,
going.
yeah, you think, they take over January into February with the Super Bowl, then end of February, early March, you got the Combine, then they got free agency.
Yep.
They have something every, 4 weeks, and even in the offseason, they have something happening, and they've really mastered that. Now we're going to get Christmas Day games on Wednesday this year.
Oh, is that? Yeah, they're going to play Wednesday and
They're
Christmas Day
not
games.
playing Christmas Eve on Tuesday.
Okay.
They're giving that up. They're playing on Wednesday, and the teams. And there's only 2 games, not 3. They're going to make those teams play the Saturday before, so they have the same amount of rest from Sunday to Thursday as
okay.
Saturday to Wednesday. So that's how they're working around that. But they're stealing the thunder from the NBA because they had.
Yeah, that was the NBA day right there,
Yeah.
Christmas Day.
They tried to take Christmas Day, and the NFL was like, "No, we'll
Nope.
take that too." Yeah. So, do you guys get up to Penn State football?
So we try to do one game a year.
Okay. You have
Yep.
one picked out this year yet?
We do not yet,
No.
not yet.
We eventually will.
Well, here, we talked a little bit about. We've got about 5 minutes left here, so I'll pull up the schedule so you guys can.
I was just talking the other day, actually today, about when we went up this year.
This
You
year's
and
game,
Matt
yep.
and me and my buddy from school and Austin went up, and I was like, oh man, we should do it where it's like Austin and me and you and Jameson and Caleb and Matt. Like,
yeah, they'd have a blast.
That would be cool. I know fall schedules get crazy and just trying to figure out which weekends, but I was like, that would be
he's
cool.
He's playing on Sundays this year, though. So
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
When's Austin play? Austin play Sundays too, or is he?
It'll depend which team he's on. Saturday, Sunday team. Yep.
So Penn State starts out on August 31st at West Virginia. That's the opener this year for them. So starting in
That's gonna be an easy
Morgantown.
game.
Hopefully, I hope so.
I think that's a night game. I think West Virginia's wearing all black. Joey's favorite.
Oh.
He's wearing all
Yeah.
black.
And that's what we saw last year.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So-
What? We saw them?
You weren't there for
I
it.
remember my buddy who didn't say he said a few sentences in the car. He was the loudest person in our section.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
At the game.
So the home opener is Saturday, September 7th against Bowling Green. Then they're off the 14th.
Bowling Green's easy.
Yeah,
Should be.
Should be.
Small,
For Penn
very
State,
small.
not
Should be.
you got to be careful how
Well,
you phrase that.
Well, let's just say if Penn State's not 5-0, things are not going well because I think they should beat West Virginia at West Virginia.
Yeah.
They definitely should win at Bowling Green at home. Then they're off, but then they have Kent State the next week at home.
Oh.
That's the 21st of September.
What's that?
That should be a win. And then they open Big Ten play at home against Illinois, who I don't think is supposed to be anything good this year, but they got us 2 years ago in that wacky overtime game, so you never know. But they should be 4-0 before they welcome UCLA in on the 5th, and UCLA's new coaching staff coming out to the East Coast, they got to win that game.
Yeah.
You can't lose that game. So that's 5. Those first 5 are must wins for them because on October 12th they go to the West Coast to play USC.
That'll be fun.
So that's tough. They get the week off after that, October 19th. So if you can be 5-1 or 6-0 with a win at USC before this next gauntlet, because this is when things really get crazy.
This is not good.
They go to Camp Randall on October 26th to take on Wisconsin with Luke Fickell and having them probably going in the right direction sooner than later. Then they return home November 2nd against Ohio State.
Well, we know how that goes.
Then they host Washington on November 9th.
Ohio State, who's stacked this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio State's going to be a rough one. They go to Purdue on November 16th.
Purdue.
And at Minnesota on the 23rd before finishing with Maryland on November 30th. Thankfully, that game at Minnesota on the 23rd, that is... wait, no, that's not Thanksgiving weekend. Thanksgiving weekend is late because of the way the calendar is. So that Maryland game, oh, great. They have a Thanksgiving home game. Senior night is during Thanksgiving weekend. Optimistic about Penn State. Jay talks. He thinks they're going to be a little bit better this year. And they can get off to a good start especially if they can get through USC with a win and get to that second bye week before they finish
Right. If
at Wisconsin, Ohio State,
honestly,
Washington.
He's right. He says they should beat West Virginia, and they should. But that game scares me because it's the first game, and they're going to be on the road and all that stuff. But if they win that one, then
They
like,
have
to
to
me,
be 5-0 when
to
they go
me,
to USC.
it shouldn't be there shouldn't be if they win that one, there shouldn't be a loss until they go, like a potential loss really, until they go to USC.
Right.
And again, USC losing
Yeah.
Heisman caliber quarterback, you've got all this stuff and if you can get rolling, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man,
It sounds very similar as other years because
Yeah.
it's still Ohio State's the one you got to beat.
Yeah.
It's their
No,
conference to
absolutely.
lose.
Got
yeah.
it.
But here's the thing. Unlike in other years, if you were to make it through with that being your only loss, you're probably going to play them in the
You
Big
could
Ten championship
possibly-
because
yeah,
you just
really-
have to be the second best team in the Big Ten.
Right, and we don't know what's going to happen with Michigan
To
and
make
Oregon,
that.
and we don't play either of them.
Yeah.
Right. So but if that's your only loss, you'd have a good
So-
argument to make that. And if not, you'd still have a good argument as a potential third team into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do
With
we-
the expanded playoff this year.
Yeah.
Do we know how Big Ten will handle tiebreakers? So if Penn State loses just to Ohio State,
I think it's just the two highest ranked.
okay,
Big
so
Ten-
it goes by ranking.
I think it's the two highest.
because I'm thinking what if
teams.
Michigan and Oregon each also have one loss, but we already lost to
So
Ohio
it
State.
basically becomes like an automatic qualifier, play-in game. The conference championship.
Right,
Because
yeah.
if they're using the playoff rankings, then
Well,
and the winner is guaranteed in.
I mean, for the Big Ten championship, Ohio
Right.
State's the only undefeated team, but then there's 3 one-loss teams.
Right. I think
Do
it's the playoff committee.
So it's playoff committee
Right,
rankings.
right.
Okay. I'm gonna guess we'd still come out on the short end of that because they're gonna be like, well, you already lost to them. You shouldn't get to play them again.
Right.
I
I think it would depend a lot on how that game goes. Like if you lose a classic game, it would be
yeah.
tough because they are home.
Yeah.
So you lose the home game. But it would also depend on what those other games are. If Michigan wins all their other games, but they lost to Indiana at home or just out of nowhere,
Right.
or they got smoked by Oregon.
Yeah, I guess
who
that's true.
Oregon has a bad loss to Purdue or something. It depends on how good was your loss, which is a terrible argument, but.
Yeah.
But
Well,
one,
What it boils down to a lot.
one we've made a
Yes,
lot as
but
Penn
it
State
was-
fans last few years.
Yes.
So yeah. Well, Jay, thanks so much for joining us. I hope you had fun on the show. Congratulations on your win. You can hold this one high for a whole year. Tell your dad.
And
I
probably the
won.
quickest we've ever had
a
winner on.
This is the
Yeah.
fastest we've ever had a guest on this show that won this. We still didn't have last year's winner on the show yet. It took us a year to get the previous year's winner on the show. So I'm glad you could make time in your busy schedule to hang out with us, talk some sports, get your first video podcast under your belt. You got some swag to take with you. You already got the stickers on. I love it.
Yeah.
And you got your shirt you can grow into. Maybe you can sometime wear that under your Alex Anzalone jersey.
There we
Maybe.
go.
If they ever get you the proper size, it's fanatics, man. So yeah, I appreciate any final thoughts, anything you want to say to your audience. We had a good turnout tonight watching you live here. So some comments from Uncle Rich and Justin's mom thanking you for the kind words about Baltimore. Is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
I don't think so.
You want to give us a good Go Lions cheer?
Go Lions!
All right, sounds good. Well, Jameson, congratulations again. Thank you for joining us. Todd, thanks for bringing him on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for signing him up and getting him set up so that he could whip all our butts and show us how it's done in the March Madness bracket tournament. Good luck to you in lacrosse. Okay, and I obviously wish you the best with football and with you playing Sundays this year. We're gonna make sure we're gonna get over to a game, cheer on the little Why Missing Spartans. See if you hook up if you're playing any of the Wilson team, Lincoln Park or Van Ree. That'd be fun.
Last year we played Lincoln Park.
All right, so maybe we'll
They were a
see
good team.
see if we can catch a
Sadly lost,
Why
but-
Missing
Yeah.
Wilson game this coming fall. It'll be here before you know it. I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait.
Football's the best, right?
I know.
That's right. You know, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Justin, anything else for you to before we sign off here?
No.
No, we're done. Happy belated birthday to our cousin Matt. Matt celebrated on 409 Day, so happy belated birthday to him. I'm sure there's probably other things I'm forgetting, but we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it. So, all right. So yeah, episode 400 in fashion. Love having guests on. Congratulations again to Jameson for winning the bracket challenge here in 2024. Bragging rights for an entire year. Glad he could join us. Awesome way to close out our 400th episode. Justin and I will hopefully be celebrating a bigger way over the next few months with episode 409 coming up. might be this
That's
summer.
impressive. That is really impressive. I remember listening to the very first show.
Yeah, well, and I think you were at our 100th with Chad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
So
That's
I
right.
think
We talked
That's
about
right.
that first show where
That's
we were
right.
in the upstairs.
We're
now
in
a
what is
bedroom.
Haley's bedroom now? Is where
And we were like, the mics that used to come with like the computer
Computers?
kind of
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
passing it back
Back
and
and
forth
forth.
like as we would talk.
And now you got a whole room set up.
Got
Look,
the whole-
look at
yeah,
this.
we're-
Look at this.
Can't hold us back. 13 years going strong, 400 episodes. It's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of great moments. I mean, we've got to talk to a lot of cool people. John Gilmore's joined us. We've had Chad on a bunch, and that's been a lot. I mean, we've had Chad call us the day that he led that comeback against or the win against the Browns. He called us that night. Actually, that might have been episode 300 too, or we had him on. Episode 300.
We got to put his Super Bowl
had to
rings
see-
on
we brought his
like
Super Bowl
a
rings
couple months
over.
ago.
We've had a ton of fun with the call-in guests and people. It's always great when we can have them in studios. That's what my favorite is, when we can have friends and family and athletes come over and join us in person. That's the best. So we'll work on that for the future. But yeah, 13 plus years, 400 episodes. A lot of fun here tonight with Todd and Jameson. So one last time, thanks for joining us, guys. And Justin and I will be back next Sunday, the 21st. We'll try to wrap up some of our NCAA Football 14 Dynasty mode, talk sporadic sports stuff. We will then have a turnaround show that Thursday, the 25th, for the NFL Draft. Then we'll be off for a little bit, but it's going to be a lot of fun continuing to talk sports on the Joe Mays and J-Raff show. So for our guests, Todd and Jameson, and my co-host Justin Raffoff, I'm Joe Mays. Thanks for listening to the 400th episode of the Joe Mays and J-Raff show. We'll be back again in 1 week.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Joe Mays and J-Raff show, brought to you by Mays Sandwich Shop. You can watch each weekly episode live on Facebook, Periscope, or YouTube. Be sure to like, follow, or subscribe to the show on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. You can also rate and review us on many of these platforms as well. We'd love to hear from you. Send your emails to the Mays Sandwich Shop inbox at joemaysandjraff@gmail.com. The Joe Mays and J-Raff show is a part of the JMNJR Radio Network, home to other productions such as the Bulldog Hour, Tangents with Friends, and Nat Chats with Dad. Until next time.